But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls. It has barricaded the world with hate. It has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. All will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the witness of men. Cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children. Victims of a system that makes men torture. sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. All will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture. I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, all will be lost. The airplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture.
America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered. We got a great show for you guys today. We have a lot of different things to talk about, and it's a big week here. Very excited to be back with you guys here on Thursday, and this is possibly our final show of the week. Not exactly sure yet. Tomorrow, I travel over to Los Angeles to take down another group of people on Jubilee. Be a very fun time. We've been on Jubilee before. We're going on for our second time. Should be very exciting. We're going to have a good debate. I'm going to absolutely mog in the debate. Gonna be a great time. Maybe I'll do a show tomorrow from my hotel in Los Angeles. Not exactly sure. It kind of depends how I'm feeling, you know, with all the travel. I do have to do a little bit of debate prep as well tomorrow night. So, like I said, I'll let you guys know in the Telegram channel. You just scan that code to get in there if I'm going to be doing a show tomorrow. But big week. Glad you guys are here for the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day so far. Like I said, we have a lot of different things to cover today. There was, what is it now? The fourth attack, potentially, from the Iranian sleeper cell that happened in the United States. And we're going to go over a few different attacks that happened today, along with a few other things that happened as well. So there was a shooting at the Old Dominion School, or Old Dominion University, and now they are possibly saying this was an Iranian sleeper cell. So I want to read you guys what I'm seeing here. And like I said, we'll go over a lot of this later in the show. These will be the featured stories of the show today. But possible sleeper cell activated Old Dominion University shooter ID'd as Mohammed Jola, former Army National Guardsman, and he was convicted in 2016 for attempting to provide material support to ISIS, a naturalized citizen from Sierra Leone, released from federal prison in 2024 under Joe Biden. So like I said, we'll talk about that as the show goes on. But a potential Iranian sleeper cell was activated. There was a shooting. And we also had another potential terror attack again today. And some people are speculating that's a false flag. I don't see a ton of evidence to show that it is a false flag. And I left a long voicemail about it, or voice message about it in the Telegram channel today as well. And I'll go over this really briefly. But so there was an event that happened at a synagogue up in Michigan today, and there was a K through 12 school synagogue, and luckily none of the kids were in there. I mean, thank God for that. That is a blessing in disguise, or a blessing. I mean, whatever you want to call it. But it was a blessing that the children were not there for this because somebody drove into the building and there was a shootout as well. The shooter has been neutralized. They were killed by law enforcement. And it looks like this was a Iranian possibly, but it was definitely a Muslim. That we do know for sure. And it looks like the person who did it had some connection to... Actually, not. I don't know why I said Iranian a minute ago. I meant Lebanon or Lebanese. He had connections to family in Lebanon who was killed by Israeli strikes just a week ago or so. Israel picked up their bombing campaign back up in Lebanon shortly after starting the war in Iran again as well. We know Israel's a very war-hungry country. So this person had family in Lebanon that looks like they were killed in one of Israel's attacks, and they decided to retaliate on a synagogue in the United States. And at the start of everything, I just want to say, I mean, I obviously disagree with a lot of things regarding Judaism. I also disagree with a lot of things regarding Muslims. But I do want to say at the start of this, political and religious violence is never tolerated, no matter who it's directed at. It is something we can never tolerate and never accept, and we have to push back against it, no matter who it's against, who's doing it, or anything. I just want to say that at the start, that should be very obvious to most, but to some, it's not for some reason. But it looks like we did have a potential, like I said, terrorist attack on the United States homeland again. As you know, we had multiple happen last week and through the weekend. We had the Kansas City airport shut down. We had a plane diverted to Fort Lauderdale as well. That was a potential bomb threat on the plane. And then we had the shooting in Texas too. So Donald Trump started this war. He was very open about the idea that there might be American casualties. And usually when you hear that, you assume he means the soldiers, which I'm not okay with that. I don't accept that. I don't want one hair on their head getting harmed, let alone them getting killed. But Donald Trump has now opened the gates for fatalities to happen on the homeland as well. We're now seeing Americans perish in America. We're now seeing Americans being killed by Iranians or Lebanese people or people that Israel, our greatest ally, is attacking. And it's impacting our lives here on the homeland. Like, as somebody who's about to go travel to a major city tomorrow, I'm actually very nervous. I don't want to be in an airport. I don't want to go on an airplane. It actually scares the shit out of me with everything that we have going on right now. And Donald Trump needs to do a lot more about this. And the fact that the administration is literally doing nothing to protect the people in the homeland, or at least it seems like they're doing nothing to protect the people in the homeland, that's not good. People disapprove of this war immensely. I mean, the majority of Americans disapprove of this war. There is a small subset of retard MAGA Republicans, people who are just establishment Republicans, GOP neocons. And they love this war. They love it because it lines their pockets, because they love Israel more than they love the United States. Maybe they're Jewish, maybe they're just Christian Zionists. I'm not going to generalize the entire group. It's different reasons for different people in there, but it's a very small majority that actually support this conflict that's going on right now. The majority of Americans are not in support of us invading Iran. They know it has no real benefit to the United States, and every day this goes on, we're getting closer to a multi-year-long conflict. There's one of two ways this plays out, and neither way is beneficial for the United States in the long run, because we are creating a regional superpower that has nuclear bombs that we cannot control, who has also attacked the United States previously and currently blackmails the United States. But the two ways this can play out is this could be a short victory for the United States. It would be over within the next month, and that doesn't seem likely. Based off all the rhetoric we're hearing from the Trump administration, Hegseth, Kane, all the different people, it seems like this is going to last at a minimum to September. That's what it's sounding like. But from my estimations and my predictions, if this isn't ended within the next month or the next couple weeks at the very least, this is something that's going to go on multiple years, not just months, years. So this is something that's very scary to me. I don't want Americans to be dying for Israel. I don't want Americans dying in this war. And that is sadly what is happening. Every life that is lost due to this conflict, whether it's on the homeland or overseas, it is being lost for Israel, not in the interests of the United States. And that's I mean, it's heartbreaking no matter what when a soldier, an American, loses their life, but it's extremely heartbreaking when they're doing it for something that doesn't even help the United States. That's just so fucked up. Someone says the stock market is having another really bad week. The Dow is down to 46,000, which is lower than it ever was at the start of the year. Who was it who was, Pam Bondi? But the Dow is at 50,000. You stupid bitch, Pam Bondi. Like, that was crazy. That was one of the craziest moments. It was like, you're talking about Epstein. You're talking about Epstein? Who the fuck even is this guy? The Dow's at 50,000. That's why you're talking about Epstein. Because you want to distract from the Dow. It's like, you stupid bitch. Sorry, I'm not threatening to punch the Attorney General. I'm not. It's just more of my feelings towards women in politics in general. than less about it being Pam Bondi specifically. That was probably a bad joke. Probably a bad joke. But I don't know. That just, when you said the 46,000, it reminded me of Pam Bondi going, guys, the Dow is at 50,000. The Dow is at 50,000. Why are we talking about this Jewish pedophile who's blackmailing American politicians? Why are we talking about that? I don't get it. The Dow is at 50,000, guys. It's like, okay, you stupid bitch. Oh. Okay, but where were we? Where were we a second ago? I got distracted by that little joke I was telling there. Oh yeah, I was talking about how it's sad for Americans to be dying for something that doesn't really benefit America in any way. I mean, it's sad when they die in general, but it makes it 10 times worse when that's the reality of the situation. And then there's some other things that I wanted to talk about today, very briefly, before we get into the main topics. Like I said, the main topics are going to be the multiple attacks that happened on the American homeland today. But there's some other little things that's been going on, and kind of some stuff that ties into it as well. So first I want to talk about, there's a lot of political beef going on, and it's nothing new. Like, a lot of these people have been beefing for a while. They've been fighting, they've been arguing, etc. Been little drama bitches. And it's funny, all these beefs, they always involve a woman on at least one side of it. Women should not be in politics. It's so fucking frustrating. But we have Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro going back and forth. And surprisingly in that one, I'm siding with the woman. I mean, we're not going to side with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro literally would be fine with all of us dying as long as Israel survived. Like, if Ben Shapiro could pick, like, should Israel or America fall, he would pick America 10 times out of 10. Like, no fucking questions about it. Ben Shapiro would sell out America. But Ben Shapiro, and we're actually going to watch the video today on the show. Ben Shapiro put out an 8-minute video. And during this 8-minute video, he talks about Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, he talks about Piers Morgan, all being Nazis, cancers to society, that they are click whores, that they are doing all this. They don't actually believe it. They're just saying it. Like, he's saying all this retarded rhetoric. And then Megyn Kelly responds, and then they get in the back and forth feud. And we're going to go over it today. Like I said, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's embarrassing at the same time, and it's crazy to see Ben get mocked by a woman in this manner. But then we also have beef coming from our favorite mental patient, Laura Loomer, the dumb bitch who's been involuntarily, what's the fucking word? Involuntarily institutionalized multiple times. She can't even legally own a gun. Like, you live in Florida and you can't even legally buy a gun. Like, that's crazy. It's so easy to get a gun here. She can't even buy a gun. She's that crazy. But this woman's now beefing with Tucker Carlson as well. Yeah, even beefing with Megyn Kelly. She called Megyn Kelly, I think, a bitch on the timeline today. So we're going to review a lot of the drama-related shit today. Like I said, it's not the craziest news day. Like, outside of the attacks, there's just not a lot of crazy news happening. Like, the biggest things trending on X right now, I'll read them to you. They were pretty retarded, or at least most of them were. Let's see, let's get the trending page pulled up. Nick Fuentes roots for Iran amid U.S.-Israel war. That's not necessarily true. What he said is it's probably more beneficial for the United States in the long run if we don't necessarily win this conflict. He's not saying, like, he wants Americans to die. Like, it's misrepresented the way they put it. But realistically, what he's saying is not incorrect. Like, it's not in America's best interest for us to be successful in this. Because if we defeat Iran, we create a regional superpower that we have no control over. Andrew Tate's Ben's a bitch reply outpaces Shapiro's post. That's so funny. That's a crazy way to put that. Andrew Tate ratioed Ben Shapiro. Andrew Tate ratios Ben Shapiro with a Ben's a bitch tweet. W Tate, huge W Tate. And then again, like, proving my point, vindicating me, the next trending topic is Netanyahu claims Israel becoming global power in 13-day war with Iran. Exactly. Like, that's their goal of this. They want to become a global regional superpower that's going to, in the end, it's not going to be good for the United States. It will be very, very bad for the United States. Let's see. Okay, let me get all this back pulled up. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the, like I said, the Laura Loomer, Tucker beef. We're going to talk about the Megyn Kelly, Laura Loomer beef. And it's all hilarious. And then there was another thing I saw that was kind of funny. Laura Loomer is somebody who's been like extremely defensive of Usha Vance. And I want to be clear. And it's like similar to ties into a message I dropped in the Telegram channel earlier. In the Telegram channel, I dropped a message saying that, and I'll kind of explain this later in the show, but I explained that the attack on the synagogue, it's not like Ben Shapiro and Laura Loomer and these people celebrate stuff like that. They're not out celebrating, but to be honest, they use it in a way that I find to be absolutely disgusting. And there are people from my side of the aisle, you know, in the America First side, who do kind of similar things occasionally that I don't love in that manner. But the way they go about it, it's absolutely fucking disgusting. Like, they see an attack happen there, and again, it's not like they're celebrating, but they're not necessarily unhappy about it. Like, for them, it advances their political agenda. For them, when that happens, they're able to claim anti-Semitism. They're able to claim all these things and push for more anti-Semitism laws, push for more control in the media and over what people are able to talk about and not talk about. Like, they use this to their advantage, and it's fucking disgusting. Like, kids could have died there. And if they did, it would have been, it was a tragedy, but it really would have been a way bigger tragedy if children were killed in this event. And again, it's not like they would celebrate it, but they would use it to profit. They would use it to their advantage. They would, like I said, push for anti-Semitism laws, push for less freedom of speech, push for a lot of different really messed up things. And we can't be that same way. Like, inevitably, these things are always going to happen. Like, there's going to be another attack on the right one day. There's going to be a shooting at a church. There's going to be these things. You know, God forbid, but realistically, that is the world we live in. There is demonic influence. There is evil surrounding us. And sadly, that is the case we have to deal with. And when something like that happens, we can't use it, you know, for profit. Like when I made this example earlier. When the church shooting happened, the Annunciation School, where the transgender shot and killed those little kids, like, some people took it to the point where they, like, really harped on the transgender part, you know, more than anything. Like, there's not necessarily a problem with that, but my point is, like, don't use that to be your main argument against that. Like, don't use it for profit. Use it to mourn and be sad and pray for these children. Use it to spread awareness about what was happening. And that's my bigger message there, is we can't stoop to their levels where they're willing to use tragedy for profit. Because there is a big saying in politics, well-known saying in politics, where it's don't let a tragedy go to waste. And that's what they do. Like, a tragedy like that happens. Someone tries to drive into a synagogue and shoot it up. Thank God the kids weren't there. And they use it. They don't let the tragedy go to waste. They use it to try and profit off it. We can't be that same way. It's just so fucking disgusting, and they have no morals. They really have no moral compass. And it's just, like I said, it's fucking grotesque to me. But where I was going with that is, to connect it back to what I was saying before, is Laura Loomer. She is going on a trip to India, and she's been one of the biggest defenders of Usha Vance. And the reason she's been the defender is not because she loves India or the Indian people. And when she's defending Usha Vance, she's defending her against, like, Nick Fuentes calling her a Jeet and things like that, to be clear. She does this for profit, and that's the overall point I wanted to make. Laura Loomer is somebody who sees tragedy strike, or, you know, never lets a tragedy go to waste, and, like, in this scenario, it's someone's calling the vice president's wife a Jeet. Oh, I'm going to step in and call that person disgusting and praise India and Indians and Indian Americans, etc. But Laura Loomer is now going to India, you know, she's now in her pro-India era. It's all because of Usha Vance. But then... as she announces the trip that she's going to India, a bunch of, like, her old tweets start circling around again. And I want to just show you guys the screenshots, because it's so funny, because it's like, this is just proof of everything I'm saying, where it's like, these people don't actually feel this way about these things. Like, Laura Loomer doesn't, like, she doesn't hate the fact that Nick Fuentes is calling Usha Vance a Jeet. She just hates Nick Fuentes. And that's what you guys have to understand. And if you don't understand it, that's crazy to me. But I'm here to explain it to you if you don't. But it's like these people, they don't actually care about the emotion of it. They don't care about, the feelings or the morality. They care about how they are presented, and they care about destroying their enemies. Because it's like Laura Loomer is the same people like putting all these tweets out right here calling India rape culture, calling them invaders, saying they smell, saying they have water running out of their ass and no real running water. It's like this same lady is the same person who's like, yeah, he called the vice president's wife a G. What an utter piece of shit. Like, India is a beautiful land. Like, it's like, okay, we know how you actually feel about India, sweetheart. You don't have to pretend. It's just so fucking annoying, and they're so fucking fake, and it's like, it'd be so easy for me to come out here and just be fake. Like, I could have came out here months ago during the Israel-Gaza war and been, like, super pro-Israel and made a fuck ton of money from the Israel lobby. But it takes a lot more heart, effort, and courage to actually just be real and authentic. And these people, it's not even they refuse to do it, like, they don't have the ability to do that. Like, Laura Loomer, Ben Shapiro, Seth Dillon, like, these people don't have the ability to be authentic. Their entire life is a lie. Everything they stand for is a fucking lie. These people lie in every fucking breath they take. And these people have no idea how to even not lie. Like, they are pathological liars. They have no idea how to abstain from it. And it's really disgusting the way these people will, like, flip sides just when it suits them. When it suits them, they are so willing to jump ship. It's like Shabbos Kestenbaum, like a lifelong Democrat, and then October 7th happened, and he's like, fuck it, I'm with the Republicans. It's like these people, like, they're flipping sides for whatever suits them. They don't have any actual loyalty. They don't have any actual honesty. And it's just fucking disgusting. But I do want to go on. Like I said, we do have a few things I want to cover, and I have 2 videos I want to watch with you guys today. Because there was another thing, people were talking about Jake Lang a lot recently, and I've been talking about him on the show a little bit. The event he had in New York City. And people were questioning, like, do you like Jake Lang? Do you not like Jake Lang? And personally, I'm not a big fan. And one of the reasons is you have to look at, like, who these people hang out with. Like, some people make arguments, oh, he's, like, fighting for white culture. It's like, first of all, he's technically not white. Second of all, you got to look at who he hangs out with. Like, who is this guy doing an interview with recently? And we're going to watch this right here, actually. But it's like, why do people trust it? Like, if you're on the America First side, how could you trust this piece of shit? He's literally sitting down with our #1 opposition. He's sitting down with somebody who wants us all to be dead. He's sitting down with the craziest bitch in the country. Cannot even legally own a firearm. She's that fucking crazy. But let's watch this, like, quick little 5-minute interview between Jake Lang and Laura Loomer, Laura the cunt Loomer. And you guys can just see what I mean. It's like, you cannot trust these people at all. Like, this guy's sitting down with the fucking devil, and people still want to trust this guy?
Who's now telling people to vote for Democrat, little gay Mexican guy. Tell him he's a Fed, because he was there at the Capitol urging people to disregard the police, knock down the barriers, and go inside, and he never spent a second in jail. So call
because of the way he said it. Like, this has been talked about by the lawyer publicly.
Guys, those little shrimpy guys, Feds, the real American men, stood for our country, went to prison, and now are out back on the streets. And many of the crusaders that are with me are real J6ers who fought for this country, suffered for this country, and are continuing to lay down their life for this country. So it's stupid. It's just another psyop. Don't believe the psyops. They're coming in for Qatar. They're retarded. We're Americans. I'm a Christian. I'm fighting for you and your grandchildren's grandchildren.
It is true.
He's not even a Christian. He claims to be. He's a fake Christian. He's a Jew.
All these little Groyper types, they do seem to be funded by Islamists. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, guys, I'm super funded by Islamists. Sponsored by Qatar. Like, shut up, bitch. All these Groypers seem to be funded by Islam. Yeah, me, Michael Lionheart, and Tyler Russell are taking bags from Qatar. Like, shut up. Amy Dangerfield is taking a bag from Saudi Arabia. Like, shut up, bitch. It's just so retarded. It's like actual, like, they talk about, like, derangement syndrome a lot. These people are literally insane.
Interesting. As you know, I'm Jewish. I'm not very religious. I know you're religious and you're a Christian. It's really interesting. I think that we can find a lot of commonality, Jews and Christians, but there seems to be like this.
Yeah, one rejects Jesus and one thinks Jesus Christ is the king. Yeah, that's a lot of things in common there. Like, one killed and rejected him, and one views him as the king of the universe. So, Huh. I wonder what they have in common.
This disaffected group of young men who are trying to hijack Catholicism and Christianity, and they're really trying to ruin it. I know a lot of really amazing Catholics and great Christians. I mean, look, I've gone to church with friends before. I mean, look, my best friends.
Why does she look like a stupid bitch from Whoville? I mean, like, that side profile is fucking disgusting. And it's crazy to think that the side profile is better than what it looks like if you're looking at her straight on.
Growing up, we're all Christians, right? So
Laura,
I've never had any animosity.
I'm inviting you to church. Now you got to take me up on that.
I will go to
I'm your
church.
friend, and now I've invited you.
I've never
We're
had
getting a
this
little
like
Jesus time in.
I've never had this animosity for Christian people or Catholic people, and it's strange how we see these people online, like the Fuentes types, that like to say, "Oh, like the Jews are the biggest enemies, or the evangelical Christians that stand with Israel are the biggest enemies," and yet you're
To America, yes, probably. They get in the way of America first the most.
right. They simp for Qatar, they simp for Muslims.
Muslims are towel heads. I don't give a shit about Qatar. It's like, we simp for Qatar and they love the Muslim. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, shut up, bitch.
And they simp for Islam. And I don't see any of these people speaking out about the fact, I really honestly don't see any of the Groypers speaking out about the fact that a Muslim tried to murder a white Christian man on the streets of New York City and other
None
fellow
of them
Christians.
will touch it.
They don't.
I touched it. Again, they must not watch my show. Crazy. Must not watch my show. They're like, nobody will touch it. Bitch, I've touched it. How about that?
Want to touch Islam, which is, in my opinion, is just further evidence that they're all funded by Muslim countries. Because I personally think that these people are all funded by Qatar and Russia and Iran, and we know that Russia is very tolerant of Islam. So,
well, half of these so-called right-wing influencers are actually Muslim, like Myron Gaines and Sneeko and stuff. So they've got all these poor, stupid white kids that are on SSRIs and they're addicted to TikTok scrolling, believing they're garbage. But I say that because we have been psyoped. I have to give an unequivocal, real deal talk to the American people here. We have been psyoped into blaming everything on the Jews. That's ridiculous. But on that same hand, I will be the first one to call out this liberal, woke Jewish mafia that controls Hollywood and is brainwashing the white.
It's like, we've been brainwashed to think it's all the Jews as they're blaming Muslims for everything.
White women to all fall in love with black men, and they're poisoning, and they're not real Jews, because real Orthodox Jews, obviously, the commandments in the Bible is to stone gay people. I mean, obviously, Orthodox Jews aren't stoning gay people, but they don't allow that in their families or their societies or their culture. So we have these false Jews that Jesus warned us about that are in control of the banking in different places, but they're not the average Jew, patriotic, great Americans.
Yeah, and this guy calls himself a Christian, but then he thinks that's what false Jews are. No, false Jews are people who reject Jesus Christ. And anybody who rejects Jesus Christ is a false believer. Like, you have to understand what they mean by the word Jews in the New Testament in the Bible.
That built this country, the Ashkenazi Jew, Jack Hughes, that scored the game-winning world or the gold medal in the hockey game for the,
He was less than 25% Jewish. Like, what point is that? That's retarded.
For the Olympics, we have amazing, patriotic white Jews, which my mother is one of them, who...
Yeah, see, that's white Jew oxymoron.
Exemplify everything it means to be an American, and they're completely integrated and assimilated to the American way of life, and they flush perfectly because naturally Jews and Christians, Jewish people and Christians have become a continuation. Jesus is the fulfillment of the Jewish religion, moving us into the grace of God, not the curse of...
They literally reject Jesus Christ. So how do they get along? Like, I love how they skip over that part every time.
The law, but I digress. We are natural allies because every Christian was once a Jew in their bloodline far back.
And the people who are still Jews are the less evolved people by that same logic. By that same logic, that means they're less evolved, that they haven't realized that the prophecy of the Old Testament has already been fulfilled.
It was an original, one of the first disciples of Jesus, and all of the first thousands of converts that the disciples made. All of the first, let's say, 100,000 Christians were all once Jews like me. I was born a Christian as well. I always practiced Catholicism. I was, grew up in the Catholic Church. but everybody has a background in the Christian faith of Judaism. So there's no reason we should be psyoped
That's again just not true.
into just everything. If
I was right. Guys, see, I was right. I told you, when it flips to her front of her face, it's 10 times worse. Like, yeah, holy shit, look at that. That's fucking disgusting. That looks like if Jennifer Lawrence did like 20 years of meth and crack and became anorexic and got like a fucking weird nose job. Like, that is disgusting looking. That's the most like Down syndrome ass Whoville who, like, I don't even know. Like, that's fucking... Excuse me, sorry about that. That was inappropriate timing was. But I think I'm right. She's ugly as shit.
I stand up and say white people are being replaced.
So your mother's Jewish, but you were raised. You said you were raised in the Catholic Church, but your mother's Jewish.
My mother is Jewish. Yes, I was raised Catholic. My father's a Catholic. I was raised Catholic, and I have some, small. I celebrated Hanukkah, growing up, but I was never in the temple or learning the Jewish faith. But just some cultural, heritage style celebrations once a year. And those things are beautiful. They're beautiful.
Yeah, so I really just wanted to show that video because I want some people to understand. It's like when you're looking at these people, a lot of times if you're like, oh, should I support this guy? Should I not? And you're getting like different messaging from different people. Like people like Nick are saying, fuck Jake. Other people are saying he's all right. I just say, look at who he's hanging with. Look at who he's talking to. Look at who he's supporting. He's supporting Laura Loomer. What does Laura Loomer support? Laura Loomer supports this war. Laura Loomer supports the Zionist takeover of America. Laura Loomer supports the burial of the Epstein files. Laura Loomer supports some of the most disgusting things. Laura Loomer supports, this is actually something else I want to talk about today very briefly, but she supported the Israeli soldiers who were convicted of, or who were arrested for, or being let me say it correctly, being investigated for raping a Palestinian prisoner, gang raping a Palestinian prisoner. She supported them in their investigation, said they shouldn't be found guilty no matter what. Guess what just happened today, which I find to be disgusting, repulsive, atrocious. They dropped the case. They dropped all the investigation into all 5 of the people who were caught gang raping this person. This person got gang raped so brutally they had to have surgery. They had holes in their... I don't even... It's fucking disgusting. I'm not even going to go down there. But you guys get it. Fucking terrible. And it was on video as well, just to put that out there. I literally played a kind of blurred out version of the video on the show a long time ago. And I remember there was one of our Jewish listeners who was like, that's not rape. I don't know what you're talking... It's like, are you fucking kidding me? They're literally thrusting into his ass. I could not believe that he defended it. But now those people, all the charges have been dropped, basically. The investigation completely dropped. And again, it's like, people don't believe that this is real, or like that happened, or that people would even support that. But you guys have to remember, after these people were originally arrested, like after the investigation started, many Israelis gathered, and what's his fucking name? Elijah Schaefer and Nick Fuentes talked about this, but they literally had a right to rape protest in Israel. A right to rape, saying that the IDF should be allowed to rape the Palestinian prisoners. There were Israelis who literally gathered in groups, and they were chanting for the right to rape. This is a country that if you Google 61% of Israeli men, it'll take you to a link that says 61% of Israeli men don't view rape as long as they know the person. This is a very pro-rape region. The entire Middle East is. The towelheads, the Israelis, everybody included in that. So again, it's just so fucked up. We fund this country to the tune of $3.8 billion a year. Donald Trump is begging for Bibi to be pardoned. Bibi is guilty of war crimes, and at this point, Donald Trump is guilty of war crimes as well. Because of the school we bombed. We double-tapped a school. We bombed it, and then when emergency services came, we bombed it again, killing 175 little girls at the school. But this country is guilty of war crimes. This country is guilty of attacking the United States, having previous knowledge of 9/11, many other terrible things, possibly being involved in JFK's assassination, honestly, likely being involved in his assassination. And somehow, through all this, even after they investigate the war crime of raping Palestinian prisoners and them dropping those investigations out of nowhere, even though there's overwhelming evidence to support the case, we still support them. We still We still have people in our country who would go and fucking, you know, put American boys on the fucking line for Israel. We have American soldiers being risked for Israel because our politicians are sold out to the Zionists. And again, I just want, like I said, I want to tie it into why can't you trust people like Jake Lang? They associate with people like Laura Loomer, Exhibit A. I mean, Laura Loomer is someone who supports that. Laura Loomer is someone who supports the rapist terrorist state of Israel. Laura Loomer is someone who defended Tom Mortium Alexandrovich, the guy who works under Bibi Netanyahu, who tried to rape a 15-year-old girl in Vegas and was flown back to Israel for protection instead of being actually arrested. Laura Loomer defends the war crimes. Laura Loomer calls everybody a Nazi she disagrees with. Laura Loomer ate dog food on her show. Laura Loomer can't even own a gun because she's so fucking crazy. And this person associates with Laura Loomer. So I would say that no, Jake Lang cannot be trusted. To answer some old viewers' questions about that subject, like I said, I think that video is pretty telling. When you see them interacting in that way, it makes it clear you cannot trust them. And like I said, I want to go over some of this other stuff that's happening between Tucker and Laura Loomer and who was it? Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro. Like I said, there's a few different drama beefs happening within politics. Let me get them pulled up for you guys here because I want to show you guys these because I find this to be fucking crazy. Let's do the Laura Loomer one first, and then we'll do the Ben Shapiro one after. And we're going to watch a video when we do the Ben Shapiro one. But it, like, starts here. Like, there was someone who tweeted this out. There's an active shooting at synagogue with a school in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Then Laura Loomer goes, Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens both said everyone needs to know where their local Shabbat is. I said their hatred would lead to people shooting up Jews in synagogues. It will likely end up being a Muslim. The Trump administration must start deporting these Islamic savages from our country, and we must start holding people accountable for inciting violence. This is very sad. I wonder if a Jewish extremist, Israeli extremist committed an attack, if we could say these, like these Jewish savages. I wonder if that would go over well. Because I remember when like Kevin Roberts said venomous coalition about the Zionist Jews trying to cancel Tucker, and he almost got fired over that. So I could not imagine how it would go if we called them Jewish savages. Then you see Tucker's response, and he goes, I rarely read the filth you publish. I've never responded to it for the same reason I avoid pornography. Like, that's crazy. He compares, like, reading Laura Loomer tweets to consuming porn. Like, that is kind of funny. Like, you gotta admit, like, that is, like, a fun, like, where the fuck do you, like, how does his brain work where that's the leap he makes? But for the same reason I avoid pornography. It's unhealthy and I don't want to encourage it. But in this specific case, I understand exactly what you're doing, and I'd like to stop it now. I've never said or suggested that everyone needs to know where their local Shabbat is or anything remotely like it. I didn't attack or even criticize Shabbat, an organization I've mentioned precisely once in my life. Last week I said I believe that IDF soldiers in Israel have received Third Temple patches for their uniforms from Shabbat. I believe that's true. Please let me know if I'm wrong, not that you care. The point of your post is to blame me preemptively for violent attacks on American Jews that you believe are coming. This is an absurd slander, of course. I abhor violence against innocents, which is why I am disgusted by what Israel has done in Gaza and why I argued against the current war in Iran. As a Christian and an American, I also vehemently oppose punishing anyone on the basis of bloodline. The concept of Amalek has no place in Western civilization and certainly not my country. I am therefore strongly opposed to anti-Semitism precisely as much as I am the anti-Arab hate you promote or the anti-white bias embedded in the U.S. government and our largest institutions. It's all immoral and indefensible. I believe in the inherent rights of the individual because I believe in God. What you're doing divides this country more than you likely understand. I hope you will stop. First, let's just acknowledge she's definitely not going to stop. I'd imagine she doubles down on the anti-Muslim rhetoric as we see this war escalate and continue through the next few years. And I love that there's like a community note on it. Tucker Carlson has never said that. Like, that's funny. But I don't know. I find it, like I said, I thought the funny thing about it was how Tucker equated talking to or reading a Laura Loomer tweet to consuming porn, how it's just that negative for you. It's just that bad for you. It's the same as consuming pornography. But I don't know. I find it interesting that Tucker is using the like morality card against Laura Loomer, and that like in the way that he's saying, you know, you're saying like I don't want anti-Semitism, but I also don't want anti-Muslim talk. I find it interesting to see that like Laura Loomer refuses to respond to anything like this, because Laura Loomer cannot acknowledge the fact that and I've acknowledged it's on the show, but it's like, if we use the same rhetoric against Jews that she and Randy Fine and other people use against Muslims, like, literally our lives would be destroyed and ruined. And it's because who has political control over our country? It's not like they want to talk about like, oh, Sharia law is taking over America. It's like, no. Zionist law is taking over America. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Who runs our government? Like, if I say fuck towel heads, is anyone going to come for me? Probably not. If I say that like Jews are like, if I say something crazy about the Jews, I'm literally going to have an ADL article written about me. I'm going to have my entire life ruined. So that's it. I don't know. It's just crazy to me that, I don't know why it's crazy to me. I shouldn't, like, I've been so black-pilled recently, and I feel like it comes off on the show. Someone even commented it. They were like, do you get depressed reading stuff in the news? And then I was like, yeah, I've been pretty black-pilled, if you can't tell. Like, I've been pretty fucking black-pilled. So again, I don't know why it surprises me, but I just find like the beef not only to be retarded, but this is something where it's like they're both just trying to push a political agenda. And if two people were able to just sit and have an actual conversation, like Tucker and Laura Loomer would probably agree on a lot of different things. And I find Laura Loomer to be disgusting, and I'm not saying Tucker should sit down with her and try and find places to agree with her. But I'm just saying, it's like Laura Loomer and that lobby, they'll refuse to ever do anything like that in the first place. It's like, I'm sure Tucker would be willing to do it. I'm sure you could find people on the America First side who'd be willing to sit, like Nick Fuentes would probably be willing to sit down with Mark Levin or Ben Shapiro. Like, it would actually be his dream to debate some of these people. But those people would never do that, because they know that their position is just I hate Muslims position. Their position is just a you hate Jews position. And if you allow us to actually like elaborate on some of those positions, you understand that it's so far from that. Like Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, none of these people actually hate Jews. They don't hate Judaism. They don't hate the Jews. They don't hate anyone or anything. They dislike the way it runs the country. They dislike that in a Christian nation, you could say the worst things about Christians, but if you say one thing about Jews, your life is ruined. They dislike a lot of things that go along with it. But the way they portray it as just genuine hatred, and that doesn't actually exist on this side for the most part. I mean, sure, there's a few bad apples. You're going to find that in literally every group. On the right, the left, the far right, and the far left, you'll find, bad apples who do have real hatred in their heart. But even like some of Nick's most viral clips, it's him like denouncing hatred. Like there's a guy who left a super chat where he was like, I genuinely feel like, hatred towards these group, blah, blah, blah. And Nick was like, yeah, fuck off. I don't want you near the movement. If you actually feel hatred, that's just disgusting and a disease. And, that's the side of the clip the media doesn't want to show, but they'll go viral on Instagram Reels among groypers and things like that. And I don't know. I just find the rhetoric mainly coming from Laura Loomer to be disgusting. I find Tucker to just be an odd character. Like, I agree with him on a lot, but at the same time, I also think he might be a CIA hack. He might be a agent of some sort. And he's a little fucking insane. That like, ha 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 ha, that fucking weird, creepy, pedophile Mickey Mouse laugh. Like, that's fucking odd to me. Like, I don't even know what to call that. I feel like pedophile Mickey Mouse is the best way to describe it. It's just so fucking creepy. Like, it's so weird. The more interesting beef that was going on, though, is probably the Ben Shapiro, Megyn Kelly. And again, it's not like this is the most interesting thing happening, but I do want to like show it, and I want to start from the beginning. There was a 8-minute video that Ben released, and we'll watch it, but we're going to watch it on a faster speed because I don't want to fucking sit through 8 full minutes of Ben Shapiro. But he calls out Piers Morgan, he calls out Megyn Kelly, he calls out a bunch of different people, and then they have a back and forth Twitter spat. And it just like, again, like what I'm trying to build up in this show, what I'm trying to show, and like the entire premise of this show is just that these people are not genuine. And not only are they not genuine, they use these tragedies to their advantage. And that's what Laura Loomer's trying to do with what she did with Tucker Carlson. Like, she sees something happening, someone tweets about, oh, there's an attack on a synagogue. And immediately, what does she do? Okay, I'm going to use this for political gain. I'm going to blame my political enemies immediately. We don't know anything about what happened. We know no details. All we know is there's something happening at a synagogue. I'm going to go blame Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. And again, like, that's the entire premise of this, is like all these people, they'll use this for political gain. That's what Ben Shapiro is doing in this video. Probably should have explained that a little before. But it's kind of what I was saying earlier with it's like with the attack earlier. Like, they immediately will use this for their gain, their profit. And it's so fucking disgusting to me. Well, let's watch this quick Ben Shapiro video. I'm going to put it on a little bit faster speed, and we'll talk about it for a sec. We'll go through the tweets between them, then we'll wrap it up talking about the attacks today and the comments right after.
Josh says, quote, "Dear Ben, I've been watching a lot of your adversarial interviews lately, and I've noticed that once they run out of arguments, they always fall back on the Israel issue." Yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed this especially in Megyn Kelly's defense of Tucker Carlson, where she claimed that your issue with him and recently her all boiled down to Israel, which I believe is an incorrect characterization. They just find it convenient to blame Israel instead of facing the actual points you are making. My question is, how do you deal with people like this? People that anytime you disagree with them, just say the reason you disagree with them is because of Israel. I like the way Matt Walsh said it, people that are Israel first, but from the opposite direction, meaning the first thing they care about is being anti-Israel. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So yes, they're lying. Megyn is lying and so is Tucker. I mean, period. They're just lying. Okay. I started originally criticizing Tucker Carlson for his economic programs back in 2018. And then in the more modern post-Fox iteration of Tucker, I started criticizing Tucker over his going to Russia to sniff the bread and kiss Vladimir Putin's ass. My generalized critique of Tucker in the last few months has been,
Tucker's a journalist. What's wrong with him interviewing a world leader?
one, he hosted and glossed a Nazi, Nick Fuentes, which doesn't
He glossed? He glossed him? Yeah, he fucking glossed the shit out of him. He glossed the fuck out of him. Oh my. And plus, like, Tucker literally went on a tour denouncing Nick, like, after that interview. What are you fucking talking about?
have to do with Israel. It has to do with glazing a Nazi, Nick Fuentes.
Now he switches it to glazing. He realized he said glossing before, and now he's like glazing.
And then I did a speech at Heritage in
Like, these boomers are retarded.
which I went through the fact that Tucker Carlson is in no way, shape, or form a traditional conservative. That he's a conspiratorial near-anarchist at this point, seeking to tear down the fundamental ideas and institutions of the United States. Go watch the Heritage speech. I believe Israel is mentioned once in a 35-minute speech that is all about Tucker's general view of the world and how it does not represent traditional conservatism in any way. Megyn is even more dishonest. I've literally never, not once, mentioned Megyn Kelly. Never in the context of Israel. Ever. Ever. My critique of Megyn Kelly began when, and again, go back and watch the tape because it's all on tape, gang. Go back and watch the tape. Megyn wanted me to come and do one of her live events, which we did for free, obviously. It came down as a favor to Megyn because Megyn and I were friendly. And of course, we'd had a long-standing business relationship in which we had really, really helped her launch her business, which she freely admits or admitted at the time. I don't know if she does anymore. She used to have me on her Fox News show sometimes. Now I see she's taking credit for my entire career. Well, congrats, Megyn, I suppose. And see if you're happy about your decisions. I disagree about my career trajectory, but that's fine. If you want to take credit, sure. In any case, my critique of Megyn on the stage was, why don't you call out Candace Owens for implicating Erica Kirk in the murder of Charlie Kirk? That was my critique on the stage. And why don't you call out Tucker Carlson for glazing Nick Fuentes, the leading enemy of Charlie Kirk? Because Nick Fuentes hated, despised Charlie Kirk, and the feeling was mutual. That was my critique of Megyn. And then
That's
she went on to
like saying that is disingenuous too. He didn't hate him. He disliked him a lot. He disliked the way Turning Point operated and tried to blackball him. But again, like, hate is such a terrible term, and he doesn't have any actual hate in his heart. So that's a bad way to phrase that.
and that I was lying about Candace, and that actually Candace was even quote unquote defending in her own way Erica Kirk. Well, that didn't age amazing, as it turns out. And then at TPUSA, I called out Candace and Tucker for refusing to call out Candace Owens for what she had been doing to Erica Kirk, for refusing to tell the truth on issues and instead programming toward the clicks, for their unique cowardice in making conspiratorial claims without evidence about, say, Jeffrey Epstein and President Trump. I did not mention Israel one time in the TPUSA speech. 0 is the number of times I mentioned Israel. So here's what's actually happening. What's actually happening is that there is a game that has now emerged.
Yeah, that's like a bullshit loophole. Saying I mentioned Israel 0 times. I just mentioned everybody who talks about Israeli foreign aid and the USS Liberty. Like, okay.
Part of the right. The game goes something like this. I don't accuse you of anti-Semitism. You instead claim that I did. And then you say, how dare he call me an anti...
I've literally seen you tweet at people calling them Nazis, like people like Tucker, but okay.
Semite. He's trying to cancel me. It's the Jussie Smollett of political claims.
What?
You attack yourself, and then you claim that I attacked you as an anti-Semite. That's absurd. I think that Tucker Carlson...
Dude, this guy's insane. Like, this is Laura Loomer level of delusion.
...has fostered anti-Semitism by having on some of the worst anti-Semites in America over and over and over, and then essentially laundering their views. I have never remotely called Megyn Kelly an anti-Semite, nor, by the way, did I call Piers Morgan an anti-Semite.
You called her a Jew hater, which is the same thing.
I said that his show is the Jerry Springer of politics, a clown car of stupidity, and it is. That's all. That's literally all. I didn't say that he should be taken down. I didn't say that people should stop watching his show if they want to. I said I did not wish to appear in the clown car of stupidity. which seems to me an aspect of free speech. I don't have to associate with Piers' dumb show. I mean, lots of people like it. Good for him. And Piers measures his morality by clicks, and so I assume he sleeps fine at night. That's fine. That's his prerogative. It's a free country. But let's be real. The tactic that is currently being used by all of these figures is a preemptive claim that people are calling you anti-Semitic. And then they say, and I'm not anti-Semitic. Really, they're just mad at me because of Israel. So it's a two-step, none of which is true.
That's retarded. Again, like his logic is so retarded and flawed.
I didn't call Meghan anti-Semitic. I didn't call Piers anti-Semitic. I didn't even critique Meghan on her Israel position. In fact, Meghan and I have had many conversations off
You made a whole podcast about it. I remember going over it on the show.
the air about Israel and the situation in the Middle East, in which I said to her that I think that many of her critics over her policies on Israel up till now were wrong and misguided. In fact, I said that on her own show. But again, honesty is not a top priority for many of these people. The grift is the priority. The clicks are the priority. I stand by every single word I said at that TPUSA speech. There are an enormous group of people in the commentariat, an enormous number of people in this space, whose chief desire is for fame and clicks. That is what they care about. And so the principles morph over time. Now, listen, I don't think Piers' principles ever morphed. I don't think Piers had any principles. I think his principle was always clicks. I think that for Meghan, maybe she had principles at one point. I'm not sure anymore. Because again, this would all stop very easily if, for example, Megyn Kelly had the stones to actually just condemn Candace Owens for what she's been doing.
The stones? She's a woman. The stones means balls. What are you talking about?
That's been my critique for months, and she still hasn't done it. She said she would die before she did it. That's her principle. Okay. All right. And again, as for Piers, I'm still bewildered as to why Piers is so pissed off. Seriously. Stop being a pissy little bitch. Seriously. It's really kind of ridiculous. I said that I don't want to go on your show. Oh, wah. I'm sorry. I said that I think your show's Jerry Springer. That you fill up the screen with a 6-box.
I mean, I agree that Piers Morgan's show sucks, but the rest of the points he's making are bullshit. And him saying, oh, I've never said this about that. It's like, I've literally reported on you doing it on the show and played the videos of you doing it on the show before. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Of people, none of whom you would want to talk to in a cafe. And then you have them argue with each other and yell at each other and scream. You have Cenk Uygur with his head blowing up like a red balloon on the air, next to Norman Finkelstein, next to whatever kook you found on a street corner, next to maybe one legitimate...
Is Norman Finkelstein the Me Mom Died in the Holly guy? Is that guy?
...person? And then you're like, this is a solid debate. Okay, you want to do that? That's your choice, my dude. You can. But I don't understand why it's not my choice to say I don't wish to participate in your dumb show. And why that somehow represents censorship. That is not censorship. You don't have to come on my show. I don't have to come on your show. Nobody has to go on anybody's show. And I'm not saying that people can't watch your show or that you should be deplatformed. The expansion of censorship to include, I'm not allowed to somehow criticize Megyn Kelly for her cowardice, and she's a coward. Or that I'm not allowed to criticize Piers Morgan.
I don't think anyone's really caring that you're criticizing. It's more about the lies you're telling and more about the shit you're promoting. I think that's more of the problem. But again, no accountability ever with these types. She goes, poor little Ben, and I do mean little. All right, chill with the short jokes, though. Come on, Megyn Kelly. Don't make me take you down a peg, bitch. Chill with the short jokes. Poor little Ben, and I do mean little, desperate for me to protect him. Can you imagine being this emasculated? Set like that's a bitch response. Let's be honest. Like Ben 1, her 0. We're on Megyn Kelly's side on this one, but objectively, that's like the classic female bitch response. Oh, you're so emasculated. It's like, kill yourself, woman. Like, I'll literally fucking strangle you with my parents. Not you, Megyn Kelly, specifically, but it's like, any woman who says that to any man, it's like, okay, I will fucking... You want to see... You want to see who the tough guy is in this scenario between me and you, bitch? Like, I'm fucking... just crazy to me. So, I will say, we're on Megyn Kelly's side with this, but 1 point Ben Shapiro, because that's a bitch response. Don't worry, Megyn. I'd never ask you to protect me. You won't even protect Charlie's widow from the monster accusing her of murdering Charlie. Okay, here's the thing. We're going to give a point to Megyn here for a few reasons. One, kind of a weak response. He could have just called her a bitch and it would have been funnier. Objectively, would have actually been hilarious if he was like, that's the most bitch response I've ever seen. Would have been funny. He missed out on that opportunity, so negative points there. Then... protect against Charlie Kirk's widow. Okay, like, if you're still on, like, Team Erica, you're crazy. Again, I'm not saying you gotta be supporting Candace. I personally think Candace is a retard. I talk about that all the time. But it's very clear Erica has some weird shit going on there. Like, there's a lot of weird shit going on with Erica. A lot of unanswered questions. She's a very odd fucking person. So, I just don't like that response. And we get a long bitch response from her. But you think protecting Erica means calling out Candace? I think if you don't wish to call attention to a negative attack, don't call attention to it. Does that work for you, Ben? May I have your approval now? No, I don't think so. Because you and your little cohort of sick followers aren't mad about anything involving me and Erica, who you barely know. Trust me, I've checked. You've turned on me when I wouldn't defriend Tucker, whose criticism of Israel you can't stand. And when I defended Candace's questions about whether Charlie, before he was killed, was growing more skeptical of Israel, he was. You're right that at Erica's request, I tried to help her and Candace get to an okay place, an effort that failed and which now you mock. But Christians like me are pretty big on forgiveness and reconciliation. I tried to help you and Tucker get there too. Remember? More of my cowardice, I guess. One final point. You handled your anger towards me in the most despicable way possible. Did you call me, text me, raise it with me privately after we had been through together over the years? No, you attacked me on stage at the Turning Point event without so much as a heads up because you were too chicken shit to say it to my face. I texted you afterward and you never responded. You don't have the balls to have a face. See, that's where it makes sense. She's like, she doesn't have the stones. It's like, okay, it's a woman. Here's the problem. Like, you can't be red-pilled on women and also get mad at women or, like, make comments to women like, you gotta have the ball. Like, no, you can't. You can't be on the page that, like, women are, like, a little bit slower, you know, like, they're more emotional. Like, the way I talk about women, you can't be that way and also get mad at them, because when you look at women through my lens and the lens that, like, I think most men should, women need to be treated like toddlers. And when you treat a woman like a toddler, that's how you're going to get the best out of her and the best results out of her. Because that's how women act. They piss, they shit, they cry, they fucking just want to be held. Like, that's how women are. Like, they just want to fucking play all day, piss, shit, cry, and moan. Like, that's it. That's all women are. And that's how you have to treat them. And it's like, when she goes at him and is like, you don't have the balls, it's like, okay, there's where it makes sense, at least. Because you were too chicken shit to say it to my face. I texted you afterward and you never responded. You didn't have the balls to have a face-to-face talk or even a text or call about it. You are the coward, Ben, and your moral priggish lectures and holier-than-thou judgments are the reason you are losing fans, and more than that, friends at a record rate. You always told me you were a family guy, not a friend guy. I learned that the hard way, that you really meant that. Yeah, I thought this was a great way to end it by Megyn Kelly. I mean, that was objectively 3 points. Megyn Kelly beat the shit out of Ben Shapiro there. I do find it, I don't know. I find it crazy that he, like, refuses to acknowledge a lot of these bigger points. Like, this is one of them that I am focused on at first. Like, I want to go through a couple of them. But Charlie was turning on the Israel issue a little bit. We do have to acknowledge that, because that is true. Like, some people in the America First movement still even don't acknowledge it, which I don't agree with. But it is clear that Charlie, you know, from the text messages we saw, from the focus group, from, like, certain things he said in the letter to Bibi Netanyahu, even though most of it was a love letter, there was a couple things that were odd. But it was clear that Charlie was turning on the Israel issue, or at least he felt like he had to abandon the Israel cause because they were saying, like, we'll only give you money if you support it, and he didn't like that. So it seems like he was coming around a bit on it. There does seem to actually be some evidence he was converting to Catholicism as well. I do find it odd that Eric is concealing that part up. Like I said, there's a couple decent things Candace has found, but for the most part, Candace is a fucking idiot. Someone goes, women need weekly spankings at minimum. Weeklies, those are rookie numbers. You got to get those weekly, daily. Twice a day minimum, get your bitch in line. Get your bitch in, 1-800, get your bitch in line. Call toll free to get your bitch in line today. First slap is on the house, guys. Get your bitch in line. 1-800, get your bitch in line. Call today, toll free. Thank you, everybody. But basically, I mean, the reason I wanted to show all this, like I said, is just my overall point and what I wanted to tie everything to as we got to, like, the final story. And I kind of touched on this before. But it's that none of these things are actually done for them or because of morality or because of any of those things. It's done for profit. The reason Ben Shapiro talks the way he does is for profit. The reason, you know, Laura Loomer comes out and denounces or immediately talks shit about, like, Tucker and Megyn Kelly and Candace and all these people right after the attack today is for profit. These people have no real moral compass. All they know, like, they talk about, oh, clicks and that. It's like, okay, Ben, that's what you're searching for right now. You're literally using terms like gloss and glaze. And you're telling me you're not trying to get click. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like, you are objectively a weirdo. glossed. They glossed him. They glossed the shit out of him. It's like, okay, dude, fucking weird. Like, you're so fucking weird. But yeah, let's talk about like I said, the final thing I want to talk about, which we already talked about in the beginning, so we're not going to talk about it a ton, and we're almost at the end of the show. We're almost an hour in. But I wanted to talk about the 2 attacks we had. Let's start with, where was it? This one right here. So there's a potential sleeper cell activated. Old Dominion University shooter ID'd as Mohammed Jalla, former Army National Guardsman, convicted in 2016 from attempting to provide material support to ISIS, naturalized citizen from Sierra Leone, released from federal prison in 2024 under Joe Biden. So Joe Biden released this person, along with the many other people Joe Biden released. But it's very clear that this person, it might be, if not, is definitely an Iranian sleeper cell of some sort. This person was working with Muslim terrorists in the past. And to be honest, who's to blame for this? Like, everybody who's reading this, who's on the, like, MAGA Republican side of things, they're like, oh, Joe Biden released this guy. Let's blame Joe Biden. It's like, no, how about let's blame Trump? Trump got us in a war with Iran that doesn't involve us. And what's going to happen when you bomb a Middle Eastern country that does have a lot of terrorists in it? What's going to be the result of that? You're going to have terrorists in your countries who commit terrorist attacks. You're stupid to think that that wouldn't happen or that's completely avoidable. So I blame Donald Trump for this. I blame Donald Trump for all the loss of life overseas, every injured soldier overseas, and every injured person on the homeland due to attacks like this. Every person who died in the Texas bar and was injured in the Texas bar, Donald Trump's fault. Every single person who was on the plane that got rerouted to Fort Lauderdale, I blame Donald Trump. Every person who was in the airport in Kansas City, I blame Donald Trump. Every person that was shot here, I blame Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump's fault. And then same thing with our other attack. Like I said, we had multiple attacks, but there was a car crashed into a Jewish synagogue in Michigan. Active shooter reported. Vehicle deliberately driven into Temple, Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Reports indicate shots were fired after the crash. The vehicle caught fire after striking the building. Oakland County deputies say the incident appears intentional. Police responding to what authorities describe as an active situation. And then I blame Trump because Trump is the one who empowers Israel to act the way they do. Israel has been in multiple wars for a very long time, and Donald Trump is known to Israel as Israel's greatest ally. Donald Trump specifically. Bibi Netanyahu says Donald Trump is the best friend Israel has ever had. He is actively calling for the pardoning of Bibi Netanyahu. He is sending them money, military support, basically trillions of dollars in support over time to help them with their eight-front war. And one of their wars is in Lebanon, like we've talked about. They are actively bombing Christians in Lebanon almost every single day now. They actually just killed a Catholic priest in Lebanon. Extremely sad. They were bombing Christian villages in Lebanon and killed a very well-respected Catholic priest in the area. So extremely fucked up that we're still supporting the Israelis, especially after things like that happen. But the man who rammed his explosive-laden truck into Michigan synagogue today was named Ayman Ghazala, or whatever, however the fuck you pronounce that towelhead name. According to a source familiar with the situation, Ghazala posted photos overnight of his family members, including young children, who were killed in the recent Israeli attack on the town of Mashgara, Lebanon. This is a developing story, so I'm sure we'll get more information on this in the days to come, in the weekend that's about to happen, and I'll probably report further on this on Monday, most likely, when we're back at the show. Maybe I do a show tomorrow. I don't know if we'll get more information on this by tomorrow. But yeah, so like I said, I blame Donald Trump for this one as well. He's empowered Israel to continue the attacks in Lebanon. And it's not only I blame Donald Trump, I also blame Israel a lot. If Israel wasn't the war-hungry country they are, war-hungry country full of cunts, this wouldn't be happening. If we were in such good allies with them, this would not be happening. This is happening because we are allies with Israel. This is the aftermath of being allies with Israel. We are going to have, like, almost every terrorist attack, like, even if you want to make the argument that the Muslims did 9/11, like, I pitch a different argument, but even if you want to go with that argument, if you're following that logic, then you also have to follow all the logic that supports that. And all the logic that supports that is the videos of the Muslims saying that they did it because we support Israel and Israel's destabilized a lot of the region. Like, that's, so again, like, all this stuff comes back to Israel and our relationship with them. Like the attack we just saw on the base, tied to the war we're in for Israel. The attack we're seeing here, it's because Israel bombed Christians in Lebanon, bombed people in Lebanon. And again, some crazy person, his family was killed, and he decided to retaliate. And it's terrible. We cannot support this. Political and religious violence can never be tolerated. But is anyone that shocked? I personally am not shocked by this information. And for Laura Loomer to come online and immediately blame Tucker Carlson, like that, again, just ties into my point about like, none of that is real. Like, that's all just for profit. It's all to stir up more drama. Like, the more drama there is for them, the more clicks there is for them, the more money they get, and the more powerful they get. The more people threaten Judaism, the more people are anti-Semitic, the better it is for them in the end. Like, if everybody stopped talking about the Jews tomorrow, it would probably be the worst thing in the world for Laura Loomer. Because, again, not only do they thrive off the clicks, they thrive off all that, but at the same time, it would stop their agenda from, like, they want anti-Semitism laws, and they want all these things, and they wouldn't be able to get those things, and they would still try and manufacture a way to have them. Like, if everybody stopped talking about Israel and Jews tomorrow, they would still do false flags to get those things in order. They would still do false flags to get those things accomplished. And that's what people need to realize. It's none of this stuff that any of these people in the media are saying, and the Zionist media are saying. None of it's for morals, none of it's for truth, none of it is to actually have a real dialogue. It is all for profit. It is all for political gain. That is all it is for. And that's the entire message of the show today, basically. You know, like I said, it's not the busiest news day in the world. We had kind of a slower day outside. Like, I know attacks are a big thing, but like very predictable attacks. Like, not that they're not big, but it's like, I'm not shocked by it. You know, usually when it's like a big news day, it's something that's like, holy shit, I didn't expect that to happen. It's not like I woke up this morning and expected terrorist attacks, but it's like I kind of expect them throughout the next few weeks, if I'm being honest, if not the next few months or years, just because of the situation the United States has gotten itself in currently with the Middle East. I don't see a situation where we completely avoid them. I don't think it's likely. Like, we are at war with a terrorist nation. We are allies with a terrorist nation. Either they're going to attack us or our ally is going to false flag us. Like, one of the two things is going to happen. And that's one of the reasons the California threat scares the shit out of me. And the White House is now denying it, saying it's unverified. But I saw something interesting. Someone tweeted it, and then I verified it. It is real. But Larry Silverstein, the guy who purchased the World Trade Center, Tower 7, I think the Twin Towers before they went down, and Tower 7, the guy who bought terrorist insurance on them right before they went down, he bought a big bank building in Los Angeles. So that kind of scares the shit out of me. Like, it's like, okay, if Larry Silverstein's building goes down in Los Angeles due to an Iranian drone, you heard it here first. I mean, that's the most obvious false flag ever. Like, if that happens, that would be crazy. Someone, like, clip that but don't post it, but then if it happens, post it and be like, holy shit, he's an oracle. But if Larry Silverstein's building just somehow goes down magically, or, you know, it gets attacked by an Iranian drone in California, I mean, it would just be insane, because it's like they have gotten lazy about a lot of these conspiracies, I think. Like, there are certain ones they are really good at protecting. Like, certain ones that, like, they're kind of hard to prove, and sometimes it makes you even question, like, is it even a conspiracy? Like, am I just crazy for going down this rabbit hole? And then some of them, they're, like, so fucking lazy about actually hiding the evidence, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like that could just, like, it would just be, like, really lazy of them if it was Larry Silverstein's building again, you know, in 9/11, and then in the big 2026 with the Iran conflict, but I don't know. It's interesting. But we're going to move on to our comments. That's been the entire show for the day. And most likely, like I said, it's going to be our last show for the week. There's a chance I do a show from my hotel room tomorrow when we're there for Jubilee out in LA, but I'm not 100% sure. It kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. It's going to be a long day of traveling, very long day. There's a time difference and everything. But let me get our comments pulled up. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on X, Instagram, whatever platform you're watching on. And join my Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner as well. And if you guys send a super chat on YouTube, it gets automatically read on the screen as well, TTS. So if you do, it all goes right to the Jubilee Fund. But okay, let's go right into our comments. Thank you guys for watching today.
After watching all these radical Islamist attacks on innocent Americans, I really feel like men in our country should take up arms and take a stand. Every day these sleeper cells take out white Americans. We are a dying breed that needs to fight back. I'll be the first one to cook up a 5-star meal for my man after he eradicates a couple of these towel head wearing, Queren bearing, Child raping ISIS terrorists, God bless.
Yeah, see, now you might be a Mossad agent. You know, I was questioning, like, is this girl, when she wrote the bottomless throat thing, I was like, sounds like something a Mossad agent would say. That's what Uncle Rogue said, at least. And then now she's like, we need to take up arms. It's like, that's Fed posting. Okay, let's be honest there. That's what a Fed, okay, officer. Like, hello, officer, how you doing? Like, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to participate in taking up arms right now. Sorry, no. No, I'm going to convince people to conceal their power levels and take over the institutions. But no, that's about, like, here's why that's stupid. It's like someone goes out and do that, and then they get arrested. And then it's like, no, like, again, you would need millions of people to actually, like, have something like that work. And even then, it's like, I don't know. That's just, let's be honest. Let's chill on the violent rhetoric. I don't support the violent rhetoric. I gotta be honest. I understand what you're saying, and I get it. But at the same time, that's what a Fed would put on my comments.
5-star meal in the bottomless pit?
Bottomless pit's crazy.
Bottomless throat. Get it right.
See, that's crazy too. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Do you get depressed from watching news politics all day? I'm starting to feel hopeless, and that's just from listening, but keep up the good work. Christian is a fucking retard.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of acknowledged that on the show today because I read that comment earlier in the day. I usually don't read the comments saying the day. I'll just wait till the show, but I read that earlier. And to be honest, yeah, I've been feeling super black-pilled recently, and I feel like it's been coming through on the show. Like, I sometimes, I don't always rewatch my episodes after I do them, but sometimes I'll sit back and I'm like, I want to see how that came off or how that sounded. And I've been watching the show over the last week, and I've been like, wow, I sound super fucking black-pilled. Like, it's just not, it's not it. I'm going to try and reset a little bit this weekend on that. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just, I'm so fucked up over the idea that we are in this war, and I knew it would happen. I knew we'd be in this war, but it's like, realistically, it's like everything with Trump has been so disappointing. Deportations have been disappointing. The way he's bowed down to Israel, you know, multiple Iran conflicts, burying of the Epstein files. Sorry about that. Denouncing Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know. It's been super, super black-pilling recently. So I'm trying to fix that. I should, because it does. I do just come off more like a bitch when I'm just black-pilled.
Well, James, even though you're the one who tells me horrible, disgusting news, I'm glad it's you. 3, I don't mean to glaze you, but I love your voice, your humor, your face, and your soul. Much love from Violent Wonkers Oxo.
Face. See? Look at that. Look at that. Fucking beautiful. I look, like, yesterday I looked sunburned. I look tan as a motherfucker today. I look good. You're right about that. You are objectively right. My face, it's beautiful. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Now I'm just being an asshole. But thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, that was a nice message. It really is just like I said, I love doing this. I love talking about politics. I've always been interested in politics. I like just talking to the camera. I like interacting with the people, joking around. You know, I like to say the show is like part comedy, part politics. But at the same time, it is just like super black-pilling to like realize like, holy shit, we are a conquered people. Like, I did fall for the Trump trap. I did fall for it. And I feel like an idiot for that. There's a lot of things that it's just like, wow, this just feels shitty. But yeah, we will, Goyim United, we will never be defeated. We will come back. Don't worry.
The attack on California is definitely a false flag. They're trying to get Americans fearful so they back the war. More propaganda out the ass from the government. What's new?
Yeah, that's kind of what I said. I think that's pretty accurate.
So with Democrats almost likely taking office in the midterms or in 28, how long till we get someone like Fishback running for office? And obviously I don't think that's possible for us if Israel is our quote-unquote ally.
I do think it's possible. I think it's really hard on the presidential level. Like, I think it will actually start to flip more. I think by like the 2032 election, it'll be a little easier. I know some people are going to hear that and be like, fuck that. But it's like, I think this election cycle, we're going to see like people run on a almost anti-Israel thing, and then I think by 2032 it's going to be a lot more normalized at that point. Hopefully, I think we will have a more America First style candidate step in. I mean, just think about how depressing it would be if we really had to deal with like a Rubio Vance ticket. Like that sounds awful. Like that's blackpilling to think that like I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, we only have 3 more years of Trump, and then it's like, oh, but we might get Rubio and Vance next. And then if it's not them, it's gonna be a woman. It's gonna be AOC. It's like, holy shit, we're cooked. Holy fuck, we're cooked. Like but I think it's possible, but I do think we're fucked in the midterms. I mean, I don't think the right has any chance in the midterms, especially because, again, my prediction, and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll obviously talk about it on the show, but I think the war will still be going on come the midterms.
Islamic taxation includes religious obligations for Muslims, primarily zakat, a 2.5% wealth tax for charity, and historical taxes for non-Muslim citizens, notably jizya, protection tax, and kharaj, land tax. Sounds like you're fighting for this.
What do you do? Okay. Like, these people are retarded. They hear you go against Trump, and they're like, you're fighting for the Muslims. It's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking towelhead. Shut up, you fucking retard. Like, see, this is why people are like, oh, why are you blackpilled? And it's just like, because everybody is retarded. Because everybody I talk to feels like a retard. Every single person I talk to literally feels like a fucking idiot.
What worries me about Lindsey Graham is that I'd be willing to bet Israel has nothing on him. He's just pure evil.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I bet someone has a video of him fucking a dude that they're holding over his head. I could almost guarantee that.
Haven't you heard about the male prostitutes and his ladybugs? Oh, Ladybug Graham.
Is that what they call him? The ladybug? Like, what the fuck? Alright, let's keep going on.
Ben Shapiro, Laura Loomer, Mark Levin and Josh Hammer among others should be executed for treason against the USA.
See, like, I can't say that because I have liability. I think they should be, and I'm also kind of against the death penalty, so I would say they should be imprisoned for treason against the USA. I honestly would be fine with just deporting them to Israel too. Like, deporting them to Israel and banning them from America. Like, it's not like they've committed, violent crimes or anything. So it's like, just deport them. Deport them. That would be fine with me. Send the very pro-Israel people just back to Israel.
Israel ARW, just the girls who say they had someone molest them as a kid and use that the rest of their life for why they are always right about anything.
That's crazy. Israel is just the girl who's lying about being raped for attention. That's so fun. We all knew, like, bitches like that, too. It's crazy. Like, you ever, like, hang out with a girl, and then, like, 5 minutes into hanging out with her, she's, like, telling you her rape story, and it's like, no, I'm so sorry. And then inside your head, you're like, shut up, bitch. Like, you're like, shut up. No, this didn't happen. No, you're ugly. No, I'm kidding. That's terrible. That's a bad joke, but women do that. Women just love, like, women who, and it's usually, like, the women who've really been raped, like, rarely will sit you down, like, rarely will just, like, out of nowhere bring up that they've been raped. But then those attention-seeking whores, they'll, like, literally be like, yeah, I was raped 40 times by, like, and they'll tell you, like, a crazy story, like, 5 minutes into meeting them. And it's like, okay, I don't think any of that actually happened.
I feel like Myron is just low-budget Andrew Tate.
Yeah, kind of, but it's way more complex than that. And I responded in the comments with a response.
Based Christian take.
It's probably one of Christian's better takes, for sure.
I pray for your success. Hope you become a politician one day.
Thank you. I would if I had the money to do it, I would do it. It's just fucking expensive. Someone wants to give me $1 million, I will run for government. Need $1 million, though.
The only thing limper than your wrists is CFP's Lil PP.
Do I have limp wrist? I mean, I have one fucked up wrist because I have arthritis in my left hand, or my left wrist. Who's CFP's Lil P? Are you talking about Christian? Christian FP?
Don't know if it's confirmed, but Khamzat should be fighting Strickland at UFC 328.
I saw that. That is confirmed. That is actually probably the best news we've had in a while. That's probably the only thing keeping me from being fully black-pilled and just wanting to die is UFC right now. Like, seriously, the fact that UFC, and I saw the White House card and I got black-pilled, but then we see this, we're like, okay, you see the tweets back and forth between Gaethje and Ilya, and you're like, holy shit, this is insane. Like, it's actually, the text between Ilya and Gaethje right now, the tweets, they are literally like that Key and Peele skit where the one guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him, not even gonna be close, and the other guy's like, I am on a mission from God. At the end of this, the only thing he will know is pain. Like, the one guy is like literally like, I am on a mission from God. And that's what it's like. Like, Ilya Tapora is like, I'm on a mission from God. God chose me to carry out this mission, and I will fucking destroy him. Like, and then Justin Gage is like, what did he say? Holy shit, cancel the fight. Like, it's actually insane. Such a fun. Let me see if I can pull that up. I don't know if I would get copyrighted showing that. I don't think I would. I don't think so, but let me see. Let me get it pulled up because it is such a good one. All right, we're gonna try showing it. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted. So funny.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, this Saturday night, there's not even gonna be a fight. I'm gonna mercy kill this old man.
Derek is very rude person, but soon he will learn manners. I will torture his body so that his soul learns to be humble.
I'm gonna dance around him while he tried to hit me with his cane. Old man.
God chose me for this fight. God is the teacher. Derek is the student, and I am God's instrument. When I squeeze your lungs, Derek, and you beg me for life, then your heart will open up to the Lord.
I'm gonna knock him out round one, bitch. Wait. What did he say again? He said God chose him. That doesn't even make sense, really.
When you eat through plastic tube, when you are paralyzed from neck down, then your family will gather around your hospital bed to see the new Derek.
It's actually
Okay, he know we just talking here, right? I mean,
that's what I think of when I see like the tweets between Gaethje and Ilya Tapora. I'm just like, holy shit, this is incredible. Like, Ilya's like, my wife took my fucking kids. The only thing I have to live for at this point is Jesus Christ. Like, he's literally on a straight mission from God at this point. And Gaethje's just like he's like a white guy talking shit. Oh, it's gonna be such a crazy fight. I mean, Taporia's probably gonna beat the fuck out of him. It stinks a little because I like Gaethje, but yeah, I mean, I like Taporia a lot, but then we get the word that Strickland's fighting Khamzat too, and it's like, holy fuck, let's go. Like, this is the fight we want to see. We have two diagnosed sociopaths about to go head-to-head in the UFC. And I always say the sociopaths make the best fighters. Like, the true psychopaths and sociopaths are by far, like, Tyson, I would say he was one of them. Khamzat, I would say he was one of them. I would say Khabib is one of them. Strickland, definitely one of them. John Jones, 100% one of them. And these guys truly make the best fighters by far. Because, like, the people who go out there and they want to check, they want to win, they want to knock out, like, you know, those guys are good. Like, they are arguably some of the toughest motherfuckers in this world. But the guys who go out there and they don't care about any of that, but they just genuinely want to inflict pain on this person, and not only inflict pain, like, in their ideal scenario, the person they're fighting dies. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, Strickland talks about, or he's talked about a lot previously, he's like, yeah, one of the reasons I like to fight is, like, I want to be able to kill someone legally. And how do you do, like, if he killed someone in a fight, that's technically legal. You know, you're both signing waivers to the fact that that could happen, that it's possible, that it has happened before. And it's like, to have two people who genuinely just want to inflict pain on people going against each other is fucking awesome. Like, it really is. It's just so fucking cool. I love the UFC, but I love Sean Strickland so much, and I love the idea that him and Khamzat, two guys who genuinely want to kill people. Like, Khamzat is known for some of his crazy rhetoric. Khamzat will go, Allahu Akbar, I kill everybody. I want to kill everybody. I want payment. Like, he'll say shit like that, and then Strickland is just out there like, yeah, I want to beat the fuck out of it. Like, Strickland especially, when he fights minorities, he beats the fuck out of minorities. It's his specialty, actually. He's a lot like, you see him versus Dreykus, and then you see him versus a bunch of minorities, and it's like, wow, this guy truly hates minorities. I don't know, incredible. So I'm very excited to see it. Love the UFC. I love some of the matchups coming up. I'm not a big fan of the White House card, but what are you gonna fucking do? And Joe Rogan even, I was gonna play some Joe Rogan clips today. Joe Rogan was even talking about it. He was like, it's kind of scary. Like, there's 2 points he made. He's like, one, it's weird to be doing the White House card in the middle of a war. Like, it kind of sucks that this is all happening in the middle of the war. And I do actually really agree on that. I think it's weird to be having such a big spectacle of, like, American patriotism in that manner while we are at war like that. I don't know. It's weird. A little weird to me, the timing. Not that they planned the White House, not that the two things were planned to go with each other, but just the timing of how it has worked out, I don't like it. And then he was like, yeah, it just creates a scenario where it's like, if you were, and again, God forbid this happens, but if you're an Iranian terrorist and you really want to make something happen, or you want a false flag to happen, like, that's the event, you know what I mean? Not to speak that into existence, but that's what they were talking about today on Joe Rogan. I was like, yeah, that is an interesting point. That is, you're going to have some of the most important people, some of the most influential people in the country all in one place. It's going to be a political spectacle. It's going to be a athletic spectacle. And yeah, a lot of things could go wrong. So I don't know. That makes me nervous for sure, but I'm very excited about that. I love the UFC, and I saw that today, and I was like, holy shit. And I knew that a couple of my viewers would be hyped about it too, because, dude, Strickland just is the fucking man. And Grandma's boy just commented again on that post from the girl with the bottomless throat. He goes, yo, JP, they better call me Mr. Steal Your Girl. Yeah, have fun. Like, it's not my girl. Sorry, I'm a Volcel, actually. Not gonna happen. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know what she looks like, so that's the problem. It's like, I've had multiple girls say different things in the comments, or like even in my DMs or different places, and it's just like, I don't even know what you look like. Like, half of you have, anonymous pages or whatever, and it's like, okay, like, I'm not gonna risk that. That could be a complete or loss. You reach out and you get rejected, and it's like, oh, that's bad. I don't know. It's not really stealing my bitch if it's just, right now she's anyone's bitch at this point, you know what I mean? I haven't locked it down. I haven't locked her down, so it's kind of anyone's bitch at this point. Or you said Mr. Steal Your Girl, not bitch. I shouldn't be calling her a bitch. She's a nice woman. Seems like a nice woman. But I will say, I don't like the Fed post today. I don't love the Fed post. You wanna, you're like, all young men should pick up weapons. It's like, that's how we all get arrested, actually. That's how we all end up in federal prison. That's how we all end up getting sniped. I'm not for that, It's just not on my to-do list. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not going to engage in that behavior. But okay, we're going to sign off. That's going to be the end of the show today. I hope you guys have had a good day, had a good week. It's kind of been, I can admit it. I'll be the first, I guess I'm not the first. My audience member said it too. But I've been black-pilled this week. I've been not in the most uplifting mood this week, so I'll try and get that back on track for next week, because I shouldn't be so black-pilled. Like, there is a lot of good things happening, even though a lot of shitty things are happening. There is some silver linings to certain things, so next week I'll try and do way less black-pilled of an episode, way more of just, back to the normal self, back to the normal style of show. So with that, we're going to sign off today, sign off for the week. Like I said, possibly I'd do a show tomorrow. I don't know if it's likely, but if you want updates on the Jubilee video I'm doing, join my Telegram channel as well by scanning the code up in the corner. I'll be dropping voice messages in there over the weekend. Like I said, I'm flying to LA tomorrow. I'm going to be doing Jubilee Saturday. Hopefully it should be airing next month. Going to be a fun time. but I'll drop updates in the voice channel to let people know how it's going. So feel free to join that. And like I said, please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on X, Instagram, whatever platform you are watching on, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, wherever it is. Just hit that follow or subscribe button. And like I said, join my Telegram channel. Stay updated on all things America Unfiltered. But I'm going to sign off today. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Happy Thursday. Please don't drink and drive. But if you do, call your lawyer first. I will see you guys either tomorrow, possibly, or Monday. Not sure yet. Find out in the Telegram. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being fans of the show. Hope you guys do have a blessed day and a blessed night. Thank you.
Enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel.